Matt Marksberry trying to cut this inning off. Marksberry to face the left-handed batting Henry Castillo to start off this inning. Castillo 3 for 3 today. He had not done much against Lancaster previously. Marksberry in his 28th game of the year put that earned run average out of mind. Matt back to where he was a year ago when his ERA was under 2. His last 7 2/3 innings, he's given up 2 hits, walked 2, and struck out 13. The pitch to Castillo, outside, it's 1-0. Bases full of York Revolution runners. Castillo, the tying run in the ball game, a game the Barnstormers led 7-1 not long ago. Marksberry misses with his breaking ball and goes to 2-0. And who's on deck but the league homer and RBI leader, Telvin Nash.
Well, Sawyer was able to induce a double play to end the 5th. Granted, a double play wouldn't end the inning, but they would gladly trade 2 runs for an out.
High fly ball here, foul, and down the left field line, chasing is Hood. He can't get to it. 2 balls and a strike now on Henry Castillo. Barnstormers would have given up a run and taken that out if Hood could have gotten there.
Well, the only problem is he had to contend with the pitcher's mound in the bullpen and then the wall and the fence.
Castillo 2 singles, a triple. He has scored 2 runs. Target set, and the 2-1 to Castillo is upstairs for ball 3. Three balls and a strike.
Looks like Marksberry is trying to overpower him on those pitches, but they're up in the zone. Up out of the zone.
To Castillo, here's the 3-1. Ground ball pulled to Hobson. He'll go to second for 1. Back to first in time for the double play. 3-6-3. A run scores. It's 7-4. But the tying run is pulled back to the on-deck circle.
Is that reminiscent of Friday night? Except the only problem is Lancaster couldn't convert a double play. And here they do.
3rd double play. Seven-inning first game of a doubleheader. The Barnstormers wouldn't mind getting more on the board against Orleni Quiroz here. Tejeda, Franco, and Dotel scheduled, I would imagine, against Cody Epley in the top of the 7th inning. And if that ends up being the case and it's still 7-4, Epley will be shooting for his 100th career save here in the Atlantic League. That would be a magical moment. Cody was denied save number 100 the other night at High Point, but he was pitching for the 3rd day in a row, and it just did not go well. You look into the Lancaster dugout. Josh Bell there with Devon Torrance. Michael Martinez will lead off, batting right-handed against Orleni Quiroz. As we go to the lower half of the 6th, Logan Sawyer has 2 runs on his record today, and that'll have you scratching your head. He got the double play, came out, got a ground ball. Lancaster couldn't convert into an out, an infield single. Then he did walk a batter. Rondon breaks his bat, but bloops one out the left. Then he hits a batter. 2 runs charged to Sawyer officially in 2/3 of an inning. Here is Martinez. Michael is 1 for 3 in the contest. To the plate. 1 strike to Michael.
I think isn't that Cesar Cabral?
Oh, maybe it is.
I tell you, that 6 and the 8 is so close to each. Yeah, it is a 6. It is Cabral.
Cesar Cabral.
There you go.
Yeah, those numbers, we get the close-up here, but those numbers are tough to, I can't tell the 3s from the 2s. Line drive, but right to the third baseman Castillo for out number 1.
So do you think the players take as much pride or thought as to the fact that they're knocking out the York Revolution as the fans do?
I would say to some degree, especially this year, yes, because this club wants to accomplish something. Even if it's to play spoiler. Ball is outside and low from Cabral. Quiroz worked the 5th. He gave up a double and a walk, struck out 1. A strike taken by Gamache. It's 1-1. 2 out of 3 with a 2-run home run for Gamache here today. He's driven in 45. Gindel has knocked in 51. As I say, the makings of an incredible lineup are all in place. Swing and a miss. Cabral has Gamache 1 and 2. Cabral was released suddenly by Sugar Land. Pete Incaviglia has released a lot of pitchers that have gone to other ball clubs this year. Cabral, Kevin Munson, Steven Johnson. There are others. Driven down the left field line, but that will slice foul. I was hoping for double number 25 for Gamache, so he could be halfway to the league record at the All-Star game. But that wouldn't cooperate.
So in other words, if you're a pitcher and you go to Sugar Land, it's probably best to keep your suitcase packed.
James Dykstra, there's another one. He's at Southern Maryland now. But he also let Alvaro Rondon go. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Gamache. The pitch cut on and missed. It's in the dirt. Tejeda will fire to first base. He gave himself the better angle. Gamache has gone on strikes. Gindel will step in. Tejeda, Franco, and Dotel scheduled in the top of the 7th inning. They're in the bottom of the 6th now in New Britain. Sugar Land continuing the lead there, 2-0. Barnstormers, of course, have Epley getting ready in the bullpen, and save number 100 could be in store today. Gindel taking a ball inside from Cabral. It is 1-0. 3 runs batted in for Gindel in the game. He goes to the All-Star break over 50. He will look at a strike. It is 1-1. They still have Gamache's numbers up on the board here with Gindel's countenance. Caleb fouls off the 1-1. Second strike to him.
And you got to think, with the potential of this offense in the second half of the season, yeah, that season single mark is very much in play for Gindel as far as RBIs are concerned.
The record's 103. He's just about halfway there. Aaron Herr is the record holder. Check swing. He did not go, says Bill Reuter. I would agree. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I had a long chat with Bill Reuter and Bill Worthington the other day. They're wonderful fellas. And
that's the right call.
That was the right call. I said about 98 times out of 100, I will know what you guys are going to call on an appeal. Before you call it, the one that will get me is the inside pitch to a batter. And that quick little movement. 2-2. Gindel goes down swinging. Well, it's a 1-2-3 inning for Cabral. The Barnstormers have to survive a York 7th inning. We'll go there with Lancaster up 7-4. York has to rally for 3 runs in the top half of the 7th inning, or it is curtains for the Revolution in the first half. It may be anyhow. Sugar Land continues to lead 2-0 at New Britain with play in the bottom of the 6th. Cody Epley trying for his 100th career save here in the Atlantic League. He's had an up-and-down season. He's given up far more base hits than we're used to seeing. And the other night at High Point, pitching for the 3rd day in a row, he gave up 3 straight hits and allowed a 3-2 lead to slip out of Lancaster's hands. But a 3-run lead here, facing Tejeda, Franco, and Dotel. It may be somewhat difficult to get through the lineup in order. You'd love to see Epley be able to do it. The night before, he had the inherited runner at second base in a 1-run lead, got 3 straight ground balls, got out of the inning unscratched on about 8 pitches. Tejeda leading off.
I'd love to see that here.
He is 1 for 3 with an RBI. You'd like to see this 7th inning go by with no drama. First pitch is a strike. It is 0-1. Unless you want to see Cody get that 100th career save here at home. He'd be the 4th to do it in the Atlantic League. High fly ball, right field, way back it goes, and the walls will not contain it. Tejeda makes it 7-5. York is alive. And Carlos Franco will step in. If he gets on, suddenly the tying run is at the plate again.
What was this about drama?
Franco, 1 out of 3. He singled his last time up. Tejeda goes oppo. It's just his 2nd home run of the year. The lead is down to 2. At one point, it was 7-1. Epley to Franco. Over but low. Ball 1, no strikes. Wellington Dotel is on deck. Epley's 1-0 pitch off the outside corner for ball 2. Lancaster came out of the 4th inning leading 7-1, fresh off a 2-run homer by Gamache. They got a double play to get out of the 5th, up 7-2. There's a swing and a miss. 2 balls and a strike. A double play with the bases loaded last inning helped to stem the tide there, but now York, which has scored 3 consecutive innings. 2-1 pitch, chopper toward first. Hobson bobbles it, and Franco escapes. He is on the error. How do you explain it? An error, and now Wellington Dotel steps in as the possible tying run.
KC just lifted his head a split second too soon, and I don't know if he pulled his head up to see if he could take it himself, or he would have to toss it to Epley. But either way, his eyes went off it for that split second that cost him.
The Barnstormers' 2nd error of the game. Here is Dotel, 0 for 3. Grounded into a double play back in the 5th inning against Logan Sawyer. Here's the pitch. Dotel takes a strike. It is 0-1. But now another ball finds its way to the picnic deck, and we're tied.
Well, you mentioned how the double plays have saved Lancaster. They got Anderson out of a potential inning in the 1st.
0-1. Hit in the air to right, but foul and a 2nd strike. It's 0-2, and New Britain is scored against one-time Barnstormer and Rev Ricardo Gomez. And it's 2-1 now in favor of Sugar Land in the bottom of the 6th, so hold on. We may be going to game 2 of this doubleheader after all, with the division still on the line. 0-2 The count on Dotel. Franco, the runner at first base. Epley delivers, and that is fouled at the dish.
Yeah, looked like he got more, and again.
What dramatic turnarounds here today. It looked like the race would be over one way or the other, and now both games are hotly contested.
Yeah, for as many hits, I mean, they both have 11 hits, but it just seems like Lancaster was just hitting the ball so much harder, and they seem so much more in control of this game, and they were at 7-1, but again, with the way York has been hitting the ball, they got to feel they're never out of it.
The 0-2 pitch.
Nice ball.
Low and outside, stopped by Morin to keep the double play in order. Ryan Dent is on deck. Dent was batting in the 220s the last time York came here. He started today at 290 and has 2 hits in this one. Dotel batting 1-2. Epley will work to the plate. Ground ball, shortstop Martinez. Gamache! Hobson double play. That's 4.
And all have come at the exact time they needed the most. Boy, that's a huge sigh of relief coming from Ross in the Lancaster dugout.
2 outs. The tying run is back to the on-deck circle. Ryan Dent trying to keep the hopes alive for the York Revolution.
Wow.
3 innings in a row the Barnstormers have turned over 2. Dent stands in against Epley, and the pitch is low, ball 1. Swing and a miss. Epley needs 1 more out for save number 100. York needs 2 runs to stay alive in the first half chase. And we've got another game to go today. Eric doesn't, I do. 1-1. Ball 2 to Dent. 2-1. Angeles Nina waits on deck. Epley's teammate at Southern Maryland last year.
Yeah, hold on to this one. Give you a chance to let your heart rate calm down a little bit. Boy, these double plays have just been huge this afternoon for Lancaster.
2 balls, 1 strike to Ryan Dent. He has a pair of singles. Epley delivers, swing and a miss. 2-2. Will Sugar Land get ready to celebrate at New Britain Stadium? 2 balls, 2 strikes to Dent. Epley into the motion. Ground ball, third base, diving stop, Bell. He gets up, the throw bounces, and it's in time. The race is over. Sugar Land wins the first half. Cody Epley saves number 100. And what a way to end it. Put a star by that one in the scorebook for Josh Bell. Lancaster wins the opener by a final score of 7-5. And we still got game 2 to come. Sprawling backhanded grab by Bell, getting the final out of the ball game today.
Woo! Not without some excitement.
Game 2 coming up. Alejandro Chassin for the Barnstormers will have it for you on the Barnstormers YouTube channel. We'll be back with you on Blue Ridge 11 when the Barnstormers are home after the All-Star break against the High Point Rockers. Now for all the Blue Ridge crew, for my partner Eric May, and all the cast and crew here at Clipper Magazine Stadium, I'm Dave Collins. We'll see you at the ballpark.